Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a makeup tutorial, I guess, kind of, sort of, using all or mostly black owned brands. So yeah, if you would like to see this look that I created, keep watching.
Okay, so I'm starting off this video using the Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. I just squirted a little bit on the back of my hand and I'm just rubbing it into my face. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Beauty Bakery Insta Bake Aqua Glass Foundation in the color 323W. I think this foundation is a tad too dark for me. You know, that's what kind of happens when you have to buy things online. But I really do like this foundation. I think it gave me really great coverage and it really did a great job of blurring and making my skin just look super smooth. I did find that this foundation didn't spread very easily though, so I did have to go back in with another layer just to make sure I got all of the patches that I wasn't able to cover with my first layer. Okay, so next I'm going to use this Oma Beauty concealer in the color Honey Honey T1. This is actually my second time using this concealer and I actually really like it. It is very thick, which is one thing that I really do like. I'm a new mom, so I need to make sure I cover all of those purpley dark patches that I'm starting to get underneath my eyes. Prefer to have a little bit of a lighter color, so I think I'm going to order a lighter shade of this concealer just so I can have more of a brightness underneath my eyes. So I'm just blending this concealer in with a beauty blender. I prefer to use my beauty blender dry. I know that's a bit taboo, but I just feel like it gives me a lot more coverage, and I do like to wait a little bit before I blend in my concealer so it gets a little tacky. So I let it dry down, get a little tacky, and then I use a completely dry beauty blender to blend everything in, and I just really like that look. Okay, so next I'm going in with the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 11, and I'm going to use this to bronze up the perimeter of my face. I actually wish I would have gotten a shade that was a little bit darker, maybe a shade or two darker than this, to bronze up my face. I think this just sort of like blended right in with my skin, but you'll see a little bit later I added some powder on top to kind of deepen it a little bit more. And I'm going back in with that same dry beauty blender to blend out the concealer that I put around the perimeter of my face. Okay, so to set the Juvia's Place concealer, I am using the Fenty bronzer in the color Cocoa Naughty, and I use it, I think, twice. So I use it this time, and then I wanted it to be a little bit deeper, so I use it again towards the end of the video, and I'm just using a big fluffy brush to kind of blend that out around the perimeter of my face. Okay, so now I'm setting my under eyes with the Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the color Butter. So I'm going to add this underneath my eyes and on my chin, and I'm going to make sure I leave some excess underneath my eyes so that when I do my eyeshadow, it catches any excess eyeshadow and I can just kind of dust that extra powder away and any eyeshadow fall out. Alright, so I'm going to prime my eyes with that same Oma Beauty concealer that I used earlier. And then I'm going to set that concealer with the Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the color Cashew. Alright, so now I'm going to start on my eyeshadow, and for some reason I lost the clip that shows the eyeshadow palette, but it's the Fenty Snap Shadow in Rose. Alright, so I started off by adding Spice Trip into the crease and I just kind of blended that out. To be quite honest, I really wasn't a big fan of this eyeshadow palette. It was just kind of hard for me to use. I don't know, maybe I'll give it another try, but I don't know, the shadows just didn't do it for me. Okay, so now I'm going in with Lil Miss and I'm just going to put that all over my lid. This is where things start to get a little hairy, okay? So she wasn't really going on very well with this brush, and then I had to eventually switch from using the brush to using my finger. I don't know, the color just had a lot of fallout and it wasn't sticking the way I wanted it to or I thought it would. So, to be real though, that kind of disappointed me because I really wanted to like this palette. So after applying Lil Miss, I went back into, what is it called? Spice Trip, to kind of blend out the edges of that Lil Miss so it's not too harsh on my eyes. So now I'm going in with the color Stunt Queen and I'm going to just line my upper lash line with that color. So I started off trying to use that color to line my upper lash line dry, but that was not working for me. So then I ended up using some setting spray to wet my brush, and that helped a little bit. And then I eventually changed my brush completely to a smaller brush, and that kind of made a little bit of a difference. But yeah, I'm still not a huge fan of this palette, but I made it work as much as I could. So now I'm dusting off that excess powder underneath my eyes, and then I'm going to go back in with that palette and I'm going to go back into the color Lil Miss and then blend that underneath my lower lash line. Alright, so now I'm going in with the Beauty Bakery Scoops Elise, I think that's how you say it, blush and highlight palette, and I'm using the color Pink Truffle for my cheeks. From that same palette, I'm going to use the color Beignet as my highlight. I wanted a little bit more glow, so I went in with the Beauty Bakery Coffee and Cocoa palette, and I used the color You're Grounded, and I just put that right on top of the Beignet using the same exact fan brush. And then for my lashes, I'm using my Lashes by Lush in the style Big Baby. These are literally my favorite lashes of all time. They are like the perfect wispy lash. And then the best part about it, I'm sorry, is that they're only $10. If y'all do not have some Lashes by Lush, you are truly missing out on these $10 bomb lashes. Like, you can't beat the price, you can't beat the look. Go get you some. So now I'm just using my Pat McGrath Labs gloss, right, in the color Love Potion, and I'm just going to use, like, I get like these packs of like the little tester things from Morphe so I don't mess up my lip gloss. So I'm going to use that to apply the Love Potion lip gloss all over my lips. So the last thing that I'm going to do before I set my face with setting spray is set my forehead with the Beauty Bakery setting powder in the color Cassava or Yellow.
I hope y'all enjoyed the video and that you love this look as much as I do. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.